Welcome to the deep dive. We take a whole bunch of interesting sources and boil them down to the key insights just for you.
That's the idea.
And this time we've got something special. It's a look at 2 whole weeks of AI news, May 5th to the 18th, 2025.
A double dose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And our source is 1 week of AI, OwO AI, that great publication from right here at University 365. So think of this as your fast track to getting caught up on all the big AI moves from that period.
And I'm really happy to be here to help unpack it. As you
Yeah.
know, I teach here at University 365 and co-write OwO AI, so I've been pretty close to these developments, eager to share what makes them, really tick.
Brilliant. Okay, let's jump right in then. The OwO AI report. Wow, it shows things are moving fast, nonstop. One thing that jumped out was vision language models, specifically ByteDance's Seed 1.5 VL. What's the story there?
Yeah, Seed 1.5 VL. What's really notable is its efficiency. I mean, it apparently matches Google's Gemini 2.5 Pro on some key visual tasks.
Mhm.
But it does this using only about 20 billion activated parameters. That's through a mixture of experts approach.
Mixture of experts.
Okay.
So, like, not all parameters are firing at once. It's leaner.
Exactly. Think of it like having specialists on call, rather than everyone working on every single problem.
Yeah.
Much more efficient.
Got it. Smarter, not just bigger. And it's more than just, like, looking at photos, right? The report mentioned GUI automation, video understanding.
Oh yeah, much more. It can follow action in a video, understand software interfaces, even do complex reasoning, like watching a demo and figuring out the location shown, or pulling specific data out.
Wow.
It can tackle visual puzzles, act a bit like an AI agent, extracting audio, clicking through steps on a computer. It's quite versatile.
That's amazing capability from a, relatively speaking, efficient model. And it's open source, too. Apache, too.
That's right. Demos on Hugging Face already, so developers can get their hands on it.
Which is huge. For you listening, if you want to grasp where AI is heading fast, this mix of top performance and, resourcefulness seems really significant.
It definitely points towards an interesting future. And speaking of generating things, another area with big strides is 3D asset creation. Step 1x 3D came up. What about that one?
Yeah, Step 1x 3D, described as a breakthrough, an open framework generating detailed 3D models from just one 2D image. That feels like a game changer for creators. How does it work?
Well, if you look at the trend, it's using a smart combination of techniques it learned from a huge data set, I think over 5 million 3D assets.
5 million, okay.
And its architecture is sort of two-parter. One bit figures out the basic shape, the geometry, using something called VAED-DIT. The other part paints on the texture and details using diffusion.
Right, so like sculpting, then painting, makes sense. And users get control, symmetry, sharpness, that kind of thing.
Absolutely. That control is crucial for artists to get what they actually need. And it bridges 2D and 3D control methods, which is interesting. Might make it easier for folks used to 2D tools.
Easier transition, potentially. And again, open source. Hugging Face, GitHub.
Yep, the models are out there. Makes advanced 3D creation way more accessible.
So generating visuals, generating 3D. What about building the AI itself? OpenAI's Codex, the AI software engineering agent. This sounds potentially huge for development.
It certainly makes you think about how software gets made in the future. Codex is cloud-based, powered by an optimized model, Codex 1. It handles multiple software tasks kind of in parallel.
Without actually writing code, fixing bugs.
Precisely. It can write new features, answer questions about a code base, fix bugs, even propose pull requests, suggested code changes, all in a safe, sandboxed environment.
Wow, how does it learn to do that?
Through reinforcement learning, basically trial and error on real coding tasks. So it learns to generate code that's not just functional, but often looks like human-written code. It even tests its own code iteratively.
That testing part sounds vital for trust, and it's rolling out now. ChatGPT Pro, Enterprise.
Yes, and team users too. Wider availability planned. This could really change the game for software teams. Anyone in tech or just interested in automation's future should watch this space.
Definitely. Okay, so code. What about sound? Stability AI and ARM brought out stable audio open small. Audio generation on your phone.
Yeah, that's a big step, making AI tools more personal, more immediate, no cloud needed for the processing.
And it's fast. 12 seconds of audio in like 7 seconds on a regular phone.
Pretty much. They optimized it specifically for ARM CPUs, which are in most phones. And importantly, they used royalty-free music for training, which helped sidestep some copyright headaches.
Good point. So it's more for, what, short clips now? Sound effects?
For now, yeah, full songs might be a stretch, but it's early days. And it's free for researchers, small companies.
Hmm.
which really democratizes AI audio. Licensing needed for bigger businesses, of course.
Right. Okay, from audio on phones to making video creation faster, LTXV13B distilled. This one promises speed without sacrificing quality too much.
That's the idea. It drastically cuts down the number of steps needed. Instead of, say, 20 or 30 steps, it can get similar quality in just 4 to 8.
That's a huge reduction.
It means much faster generation, obviously, but also less computing power needed, less strain on the hardware.
Makes sense. And it uses something called multi-scale rendering and works with existing fine-tunes LoRa's.
Exactly. Helps maintain realism. And yeah, compatibility with existing LoRa's is a big plus.
Yeah.
Creators can use their custom styles with this faster model, again,
Yeah.
broadening access.
There's that theme again, efficiency, accessibility. And speaking of instant, Tencent's Hunyuan Image 2.0, real-time image generation, millisecond response.
Near instantaneous, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a massive difference in user experience.
Right.
Just type or sketch, and it appears. And the quality is supposed to be ultra-realistic, scoring really high on benchmarks. Uses advanced Codex, new diffusion architecture.
A real-time drawing board feature. I can see that being incredibly useful. And it takes text, voice, sketches as input.
Very versatile input.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can imagine applications in design, advertising, education, personalized content creation. It's a glimpse of truly interactive AI creation.
Mind-blowing stuff. Okay, switching gears completely. Humanoid robot fighting in China.
Yeah. The mech combat arena in Hangzhou. Sounds wild, doesn't it? First competition of its kind, apparently. MMA for robots.
Organized by Unitary Robotics, so actual physical combat between two-legged robots.
That's the plan. Part exhibition, showing off capabilities, and part competition with teams controlling robots in real time. They're still working on the algorithms, impact resistance, stability, all the tricky bits.
That's it.
But it's this fascinating mix of robotics, AI control, entertainment,
Yeah.
even culture. Makes you wonder where things are headed.
For sure. Okay, back to the digital world. Video editing. Alibaba's VCE 14B. Open source, focused on better, more efficient editing.
That's right. VCE14B. Its key feature is being unified, meaning its architecture lets it handle lots of different editing tasks together.
Like what?
Things like motion transfer, making one video move like another, replacing objects or backgrounds, extending video clips, all from different inputs. Text, images, videos, masks, control signals, streamlines the whole process.
And open source, Apache 2.0, so usable commercially. 720p output, better detail than before.
Yep, all of that. A really valuable tool for content creators, offering more power and flexibility.
Okay. And AI helping AI research. ByteDance again with Deerflow, a multi-agent framework.
Exactly. Deerflow is open source, built on things like LangChain and LangGraph. It helps researchers automate complex workflows by combining large language models with specific tools.
How does the multi-agent part work?
Instead of one giant AI, you have specialized agents. One plans the research tasks, another retrieves information, maybe one executes code, another synthesizes the final report. They work together.
Like a research team of AIs.
Kind of, yeah. And it comes with tools for web search, running Python, visualization, generating outputs like reports, slides, even podcast scripts, apparently. Could really speed up research.
AI accelerating AI. Makes sense. The report also mentioned a bigger trend, AI agents becoming more common and models getting smaller.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing a shift. Moving from chatbots you just talked to towards more autonomous agents that do things. Microsoft, Google, Anthropic. They're showing agents scheduling meetings, doing research with less hand-holding.
And businesses are actually seeing ROI from this already.
Seems so. And what's enabling this, partly, is how much smaller the models can be now for similar capabilities.
Yeah.
Remember Paul M in 2022? 540 billion parameters. Now, comparable results from models with like 3.8 billion.
Wow, that's a huge drop, over 140 times smaller.
Incredible efficiency gains. And costs are plummeting too. Query costs went from maybe $20 per million tokens down to cents. It means powerful AI isn't just for giant labs anymore.
Democratization again. On a bigger scale, infrastructure. The UAE and US presidents announced this huge 5-gigawatt AI campus in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, that's massive, set to be the largest outside the U.S. They just broke ground on the first 1-gigawatt data center phase. It really shows the global strategic importance and the sheer power needed for cutting-edge AI.
And sticking with government and policy, President Trump proposed AI education starting in kindergarten.
That certainly got people talking. The ideas about future competitiveness, preparing kids early. But, there are debates about feasibility, appropriateness at that age.
Yeah.
It highlights the discussion we need to have about education in the AI era.
Definitely a conversation starter. And then there's data privacy. Meta planning to use EU user data for AI training, but without explicit opt-in.
Yeah, starting May 27th, that's potentially bumping up against GDPR.
Right.
Privacy groups like NOIB are watching closely, maybe planning legal action. It's that classic tension. AI needs data, but privacy rules are strict, especially in the EU. Big implications there.
Right. Closer to home for us, University 365 launched the Applied AI University, AAIU, in the UAE.
That
That's
sounds
like a
all right.
major commitment.
Absolutely. AIU is designed specifically to lead AI education in the region. It's built on this University 4.0 idea, even talking about superhumanism, using AI to enhance human abilities.
Superhumanism. Okay.
It aligns directly with the UAE's national AI strategy, offering programs across IT, business, comms, design, all with AI baked in. Undergrad, grad, lifelong learning. It's a multi-campus effort, really showing University 365's dedication to shaping the AI future.
Good to see. And we're seeing AI pop up in more practical ways too, right? OpenAI's Operator for online tasks, Google's AME for medical images, Apple's new features.
Exactly. These examples just show how AI is moving beyond the lab and into tools you might actually use day to day. Ordering groceries, helping doctors read x-rays, making your phone smarter. It's becoming more tangible.
And the overall market. UNCTAD predicts it hitting $4.8 trillion by 2033, a 25-fold jump from 2023.
The numbers are staggering. Huge economic potential. But the report also rightly raises concerns about, who benefits, how do we ensure developing nations aren't left behind? We need inclusive governance.
A critical point. And finally, recognition for the pioneers. Andrew Bardo and Richard Sutton won the 2025 Turing Award for Reinforcement Learning.
Which is fantastic. Their foundational work on reinforcement learning, I mean, it's absolutely central to so much modern AI.
Yeah.
Robotics, game playing, autonomous systems, it all relies heavily on those concepts.
Yeah.
A great reminder of how fundamental research pays off long term.
Absolutely. So, looking back at these 2 weeks through the lens of OwO AI, it's just relentless progress across the board. AI is evolving incredibly fast.
It really is. From efficiency breakthroughs and new creative tools to huge infrastructure projects, policy debates, educational initiatives, it underlines how vital it is to stay informed. This isn't just tech news anymore, it's shaping everything.
Couldn't agree more. And to help you stay informed, we definitely recommend subscribing to OwO AI from University 365. And keep listening to the deep dive for analyses like this one. Becoming a University 365 member gets you even more.
Definitely check it out. And maybe as a final thought, think about all these developments we just covered. Which specific one do you think might touch your work or your daily life first? Something to ponder.